Yeah, just one more time on yesterday's game. The great attendance, fans, crowd. I think our fan base really starts with the student body, and everybody kind of feeds off of them. For the students to get here early for this game, it was just awesome. And just want to thank everybody for coming out yesterday. Just felt right. I thought we showed great class yesterday as a program. Just really proud to be on the Texas bench last night, showing Coach Barnes the respect that he's deserved. And just want to thank our fans for embracing Coach again, too. And it was just, I think you walk away from that game, even if you're not a Texas fan, you say, hey, those guys got a lot of class. And so we wish Tennessee and Coach the best the remainder of the season. And just want to thank our crowd again. Season ticket holders came in full force. Student section was sold out again. Also, I don't know how closely you guys follow our coaches show at Pluckers. I'm sure it's can't miss TV for you guys. But Chris Ogden was on the record. He said that if we won the game and if it was a sellout, that he would run around the tower in a Texas swimming Speedo. And so appreciate one of you guys maybe trying to find that and get it back out there so we can make sure that Augie demonstrates and exhibits one of our core values, which is accountability and truth-telling. So look forward to seeing Augie. I don't know if I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to watching Augie keep his word.
Questions? Joe, go ahead, please. For the past couple of years, you helped build the tough environment that was U.S. Arena. So what's it going to be like walking into it this Tuesday?
Yeah, it's next game on the schedule, Big 12 opponent. A lot of respect for that program and coach. Obviously, 4 of the players that I had the pleasure of coaching and recruit are still on the team, so lots of personal connections. I know Bryson played for RT at UTEP, so there's a lot of connections between the two teams. Have nothing but respect for the program, the fans. Very appreciative of my 15 years there, 10 as an assistant, 5 as a head coach. I thought together we did build an undeniable home court advantage, and look forward to playing in that environment.
Chris, does it bother you that the temperature is pretty high on this? Let's be honest. There's a lot of hate that's come towards you from them because you decided to take a different job. How do you feel about all that? And does it bother you knowing how much time you did put in?
Yeah, all I can do is speak for myself, and again, I was there 15 years, and I gave it everything I had. I didn't take one day off, mentally or physically, in those 15 years. With Coach and Pat, 10 years of just everything I had. And when I had the pleasure and the honor to lead the program as a head coach for 5 years, I gave it everything I had every day. And I think, our success together is real. It's well documented. So, but I can only control what I can control now, just like I tell the players. So I don't spend a lot of time thinking about things I can't control. I just spend time thinking about things I can control. And, it's a basketball game. It's 2 teams that are competing in the Big 12. This is, the 9th game, so the last game in the first round. It's an opportunity to go play in a great environment against a really, really good team.
Joe, does this game kind of be like holding up a mirror against each other, playing against Mark and his style, considering it's probably really similar to yours?
In some ways, yeah. I think both teams are defensive based. Both teams play hard. I think that's an accurate assessment. Obviously, there's different ways to go about it, but I think some of the core values of both teams are the same.
Chris, how does it make you feel? I mean, last night Rick Barnes said something about not wanting to come back to Jerusalem because it was going to be all about him. And last night it wasn't all about him, and he really appreciated the fact that the way it worked out over time and things. Tuesday, a lot of it is going to be about you. So how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel uncomfortable at all?
No, because I'm going to go take our team down there. We're going to play a basketball game. So I understand the question, and I won't shy from it. I never will, but it just doesn't register to me like that. More concerned about our team and playing against one of the best teams in the country.
Coach, what's your message to your players about playing what's going to be
First of all, it's the next game on the schedule. Um, and so all these Big 12 games present challenges. This one will be no different. But specifically on this game, we don't run from reality. We talk about it. Just like we talked about the emotion with Coach Barnes coming back here to Austin, it was real, and we had to figure out a way to be successful within that. Each game's a little bit different. Whether you're going to go play the returning national champions at Baylor, whether you're going to go play, Kansas, whether you're going to play Texas Tech. Each game has different things. So we talk about it with our players, and we make sure they understand the opportunity that's in front of us.
Joe, if you can think back, what's the toughest road environment you've been in as a head coach?
Coffeyville Community College is pretty tough when you're trying to compete for a championship. And at Seminole, Doc Sadler did a great job over at West Ark. It was always a tough game. Doc got me one time. I didn't know this, but it was the last game they ever played in their old gym. They had a new facility that was supposed to open up, and Doc delayed it one game. When we went down there, we thought we were going to play in the new one. We showed up and had to play in the small one. It was a sellout, last game ever in that gym. That was a tough one. When we were at Little Rock, we played in some great environments. We went to San Diego State, one of the all-time great home courts. At Angelo State, McMurray, places like Tarleton, Midwestern. So we played in some great environments at all levels. And here at Texas, we've had some tough ones. TCU, the largest crowd they've ever had in the history of men's basketball the other night. So, we look forward to playing in another tough environment.
So, Coach, a few games ago you said you thought Brock Cunningham was the MVP, and he's been playing very well for the past few games. How do you see him fitting in against Texas Tech?
Yeah, well, first of all, just about Brock and not the opponent. Brock's deserving of his increased opportunity. He's earned it. And you guys, I've always been on the record about Brock. I think he's a really good player. He's got a great ceiling where he could even take his game. And so I'm proud to be Brock's coach, and a lot of respect for him, the competitor he is, but also the basketball player. He's a good player, guys. He can do a lot of things. Specifically in this game, whenever you play on the road in the Big 12 against a team like Texas Tech, you're going to need physical, hard-playing guys. And so, Brock's a guy we have a lot of trust in, and I'm sure he'll be ready to play Tuesday.
Speaking of brands, I believe that's Timmy's brand there. He's a guy that we haven't talked much about, but he has very steadily been really consistent for you, it seems to me. And what do you think of his play the last 2-3 weeks, and kind of where he seems to be, I don't want to say elevating over everyone else, but as a leader, taking on that?
Yeah.
Fair?
There's so many stories in college basketball, and they all can't be told immediately, but I think over time, some people demand that you tell their story, and that's where Timmy is. Timmy's, I think, is one of the best players in college basketball. That's not to put a lot of weight on his shoulders. He wants that. He's an all, first-team Pac-12 guy. Statistically, he's done some things with his scoring, rebounding, and assists that have only been done a few times in college basketball history. And I think he's done a great job here at Texas. I think he's playing his best basketball now that we're in February, and I can't wait to coach him in February and March. Special player. Thought last night when we needed it most, to get the ball in his spot and draw that foul and step up there and have the courage to make that free throw was just the latest in many, many, many plays that Timmy's made as a college player. So I believe Timmy will be a great pro for a lot of reasons, but he's a guy that's addicted to the work, not just the game. Skilled player. We ask a lot of him, and he doesn't fight us on that. We're pretty hard on Timmy, but he loves to be coached hard.
Was that play drawn up for him, or was it just the way it worked out?
No, we wanted to get Timmy the ball in that spot at that moment, and then we had some second options, off of that if Timmy didn't get the look he wanted. So I thought Marcus did a great job making the pass and spacing out, and Timmy, made the play when we needed it most.
Chris, with the high turnover games y'all have had this year, when you go back and break down the tape, are there patterns you see emerging in the high turnover games, or is it different games, different situations you see pop up?
Yeah, we study that for sure. I've always thought coaching isn't just sitting around yelling at the guys what to do or what not to do. It's also, after you yell at them a little bit, giving them solutions. And, We work really hard at it. We try to identify each individual player's highest turnover tendency. Sometimes it can be as easy as, hey, man, you got to play off of 2 feet, or, man, when you're feeding the post, you got to trust that left hand a little bit more. So we try to break it down to each guy, and we try to make improvement there. Then as a team, we're studying it too. So I think, on this year's team, it's just a lot of plays that we just don't expect from veteran players. Nobody's perfect. People are going to make mistakes, but we just have veteran players making, maybe one of those a game, but not 3. So, and I think the good news on that is we think we can fix it quickly. Guys just kind of calm down and protect the ball a little bit better.
Joe, kind of about Timmy, how do you feel about him being the guy who's bringing the ball up the court and starting the offense? Because it seems like he's had that responsibility a few more occasions past few games.
Yeah, Timmy for sure is a positionless player, also known as a 5-position player. He can play all the way from the point guards all the way to around the basket. So when he initiates our offense, sometimes it's been good for us. He gets Marcus and Ramey off the ball a little bit, and that's been good for us. That's just another strength of Timmy. There's not much he can't do out there.
Chris, last thing on the environment, I think I read that Ric Flair is going to be working the mic on Tuesday night, and I would imagine that in career accomplishments for guys of a certain age, being the subject of a Ric Flair monologue would rank pretty high up there. So how does it feel to know that Ric Flair is going to be working the stick on you on Tuesday?
Yeah, I like Ric Flair, but I'm more of a Von Erichs and Freebirds. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, on Saturday Night Wrestling, 10 o'clock. Had a black and white TV in the bedroom. We'd plug it in, and so I love the Von Erichs and Michael Hayes, the Freebirds, and all that. And I stood in line at the Irving Mall at Sound Design music store for about 2 hours to buy the Bad Street USA, Michael Hayes. And of course, I was a Von Erich guy too. And so I'm familiar with Ric Flair, and I know he's great. Our good friend Cliff Kingsbury, who did a great job this year with his team, I think either had a relationship with Rick or does, or I think Ric Flair came down one time and spoke to his team. So, yeah, I'd heard that too. So I'm not sure. We're going to try to get the Von Erichs and the Bad Street Boys to come here sometime.
Yeah, if you can get a live version of Bad Streets, that'd be a real.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Bad Street.
You weren't much of a Four Horsemen guy, it sounds like then.
No, Andre the Giant. I remember when they took the wrestling to Cowboy Stadium. I wanted to go to that so bad, and then my old man looked at the ticket prices and said that ain't gonna happen. So I didn't make it in there. But y'all remember that when they did the wrestling deal at Texas Stadium? The Claw, yeah, the Claw. The tag teams. Saw him one night at MacArthur High School in Irving. Got in that night, so yeah, I like wrestling. My youngest daughter, Margot, she got into wrestling when I didn't even know she did. Like, she's on her iPad and stuff. This is when she's a little bit younger, and I was like, "What are you watching?" And she's like, "Wrestling." So she got into it. And I showed her on YouTube all the old school wrestling that I grew up watching.
Let me ask, I gotta ask this, is it, in your mind, is it all just kind of fan hype? Are you legitimately worried about anything happening off the floor?
I am not.
Chris, I know it's a quick trip up there, business trip obviously, but any food spots you got in mind in Lubbock, and what were some of your favorites when you were there?
Yeah, I love the food in West Texas and Lubbock. This will be more of a business trip, so it'll probably be another one of those catered kind of fluffy meals. But if it's up to me, I'd go Durango's Enchiladas, and if Durango's is still closed, I'm not sure. There's still a way to get those enchiladas underground. And then Tom and Bingo, my good friend Dwayne, who passed early, but his family's still running Tom and Bingo's on 34th Street. I think that's the best barbecue sandwich in Lubbock, with no disrespect to Eddie and some other friends of mine down there. But yeah, that's what I would do. I always talk about that too, all the places I've lived. Like, if you went back to Little Rock, if you went back to Seminole, if you went back to Fort Scott, where would you go? It's a conversation I have with people. So if I went back to Fort Scott, I'd go to Boone and Dobbins. And if I went back to Seminole, I'd go like it was either Chevron or Texaco station that served fried chicken out of there. So I always gauge that. So when I think about Lubbock, there's a lot of places that come to mind, but that's two of many.
What's the best McDonald's in Levelland? Is Levelland or Plainview? Plainview.
Yeah, it's
Most memorable McDonald's.
CDC's, McDonald's, Plainview. Which I told you guys about the McGriddles. We rolled out for a while. Then we went, we got a couple of wins recently out of Burger King, the croissants and the French toast sticks. We've been rolling that pretty hard. So,
This is going a whole different direction. Two last ones for Coach. Jeff.
Chris, what makes Bryson Williams so tough to deal with?
yeah, pro. His previous college coach did a pretty good job with him too. You guys understand RT is one of the best coaches in the country, right? I mean, he really is. And he's special for so many reasons. It's not just the recruiting. It's not just the head coaching record and all that. It's player development. You know, our guys have gotten better here in the last few months because of RT and others on our staff. Bryson's a good player. He's obviously a guy that can play all over the floor, which I think, he'll have a chance to play in the NBA because of his ability to shoot the ball facing the basket, and then, down by the basket, he's a load. He's also, I don't know him like RT knows him, obviously, but I hear that he's a guy that just loves basketball, too, and he works, kind of the first guy there, last guy to leave. So we got a lot of respect for Bryson, and we know we got our hands full with him. He's a really good player.
One last one. With Chris, I know you don't want to make this about yourself, but you mentioned that while you worked at Tech, you gave everything you had at university. You had all the success. So were you surprised at all that there was animosity from Tech fans when you left?
No, not surprised. Part of it, man. Change happens in life. It changes in sports. Again, no regrets. I think we left the job better than when we found it, and it's no disrespect to Tubby Smith because we found it in a really good spot too. But worked really hard there. No regrets at all. Chose to come back to my alma mater and try this challenge, and all of us have the right to make choices, and that's what we did. But wish Coach Adams and those guys nothing but the best. Look forward to the competition of the game. Have nothing but respect for the fan base and everybody there. A lot of really good people there that I love. Look forward to the game.